to the IDF is something that Bob Vylan said, and now the IDF are butthurt about it because, oh my God, we killed people, but we're very sensitive. Israel, Iran, don't know what the fuck they're doing. But Donald Trump absolutely does. By the way, I think they have a more problem. And of course, Congo and Rwanda reach peace, but these crazy Europeans and Middle Easterners cannot. Africa leading the charge again. Yes, you unwashed heathen, have you returned from Glastonbury? Or are you watching this now from a porta potty? Regardless, I've got some news for you, and it's newsy. Yeah. So, a ceasefire between Israel and Iran. Basically, that means Mossad has gone on lunch break. It's like, I don't know if you have kids, and then they fight, and you tell them to say sorry, and they're still frowning. Sorry! That's what it is. Something tells me that we might see more of this again. We've seen a huge crack in the air of invincibility that Israel once had. Let's be real. Israel's never really been that good. Like, I remember this one guy telling me how, he's really tough. He went over to Israel and learned Krav Maga. And I'm like, to be honest, that's not really something to brag about. Like, you trained with Israeli soldiers. They're always getting beat up whenever they fight straight up. Tell me you learned how to fire, like, missiles from Israel, okay? But don't tell me you learned, like, martial arts from the Israeli army. Because they're always getting fucking kidnapped by farmers. If anything, I want to know what the guys in Hamas do, because they tend to do very well. They were giving Israel the business in flip-flops. Then Israel decided to go on a side mission, like many video game players do, and found out that some of these side missions are a lot harder than anticipated. So we had this war, not really a war, it was an exchange of ideas, a cultural exchange by the medium of missiles. And Israel found out firsthand what it's like to be on the receiving end of boom booms. And surprise, surprise, they didn't like it. Now, when I say we, not me, we're evacuating people out of Israel. I find that very interesting because it's like, it's your country and you believe it's your country to the extent that you have the right to take homes from other people. But when bombs start landing, military-aged men are fleeing that country. So tell me, what did Palestinians do when they were getting bombed? Where did they flee? Oh yeah, that's right. They're still there. Now here's the thing. I love the scripture. I love all religion. I love comparative religion. One of the patriarchs, I believe, King Solomon. There's a story. King Solomon was meant to be really wise, right? Now Uncle Nabil is taking you guys to Sunday school. King Solomon was approached by two women who both claimed that a baby was theirs, and there was no way to prove or disprove either person's story. So in his great wisdom, King Solomon said, okay, get me a knife, I'll cut the baby in two, and then you can both share the baby. One woman said, yeah, and the other woman said, no, you can't kill the baby. And King Solomon decided this must be the mother of the baby. Now let's look at that piece of land again. It's being bombed. Who's staying and rebuilding their homes out of rubble, despite sanctions, sickness, lack of water, and being shot at? And who is fleeing to Poland, New York, and now Cyprus? I mean, is Cyprus about to become the next Tel Aviv? Who knows? That's all I'm saying. Let's apply Solomon's wisdom, right? And you can't call it anti-Semitic because Solomon was, of course, not funny, but, still educational. Because Nabil is for the kids. No Diddy. Now, the other thing is this. Donald Trump was asked about both sides, and he said that they don't know what the fuck they're doing, which I think is very rich coming from a man that thought you could inject bleach to cure COVID. To be honest, at this point, I like Donald Trump. I find hilarious. He makes my job so much easier. Imagine if America had a sensible president.
I'm gonna come. Oh.
This guy turned around and told everybody that they had completely obliterated their targets in Iran, only for us to find out that out of those 3 targets, 2 were targets Israel already attacked that had already been cleared, and still they suffered only surface damage, right? Like literally you can go on Google, you've got like the Google images stuff, you can look up the places where America bombed. You go and drop a shit ton of bombs on a target that's empty and you still didn't destroy the target. And you want to tell me that is the people you're bombing that don't know what the fuck they're doing? Now, this entire situation, everybody was worried about World War III. But, there's 2 ways of looking at it. The whole time Donald Trump telegraphed what he was going to do, his sneak attack on Iran, he gave them enough time to empty their factories or whatever it is you want to call them, their missile silos, and leave. And then you had all these Americans online like, yeah, we're going to show them again. I'm like, what do you mean again? The other place was Iraq. This is Iran. You can normally tell the difference between the two places by the fact that they're two different places. I know geography is not huge in America, but it worries me when people who have nuclear bombs don't know the difference between countries, because they might decide to bomb Algeria and then Nigeria catches it straight. One Algeria, two Algeria, Algeria, you know. There's this idea that somehow Iran is this backwards country where they have no education, and it couldn't be further from the truth. And remember, I'm not biased because I'm not Shia. Technically, I should be against Iran, right? If you really want to go down that, I'm a Sunni. But let's be real. This is a country, this is a nation, this is an empire that's existed for thousands of years. And they are a nation of scientists, philosophers. You can look into Zarathustra, some of the oldest documented monotheistic religion comes from Iran. They created batteries thousands of years ago. They legitimately invented the fridge long before we even understood the concept of cooling stuff. These people are engineers. They're scientists. In the Middle East, it doesn't get much smarter than the Iranians. It's kind of like when you're a boxing champion, like Tyson Fury or Anthony Joshua, and then along comes a Daniel Dubois or an Usyk. You've been champ for so long, everyone else has studied you and knows your weaknesses, and they have strategies ready to beat the shit out of you the day that you fight. And that's exactly what happened. Iran has been planning this whole time. And here's the thing, this has been a massive, massive booster for Iran, who are not so popular on the international stage recently. And yes, every now and then you'll still get the occasional upper middle class Iranian that lives in Beverly Hills like, oh my God, we need to take down Iran. We need to kill Ayatollah Khomeini. Oh my God, he will let us wear miniskirts. And they whitewash the history of Iran. What they will not tell you is that Iran had a democratically elected president, Mossad, who was taken out because he didn't want to allow America and England to exploit his country for their resources. So they removed him and put in the Shah. The Shah that these people are talking about was a puppet to the CIA. And they talk about how, Iran was free. Don't let these pictures of people in miniskirts fool you. Miniskirts don't equal freedom, because the Shah of Iran only cared for a specific minority of people in the pro-Western, upper middle class, lighter skinned Persians, not the minorities of the south of Iran or the working class of Iran. Also, he had clothes torn off of women. Women were beaten for covering their bodies. He imprisoned people. He tortured people. He embezzled money. But because these people who come from backgrounds that benefited from what the Shah did missed those times, they're butthurt that now he got overthrown. He got overthrown for a reason. If you want to romanticize Iran, romanticize the presidency of Mossadegh. But don't talk about the Shah of Iran. But anyway, I'm not going to tell you how you want to fantasize, but the reality is this. If you are cheering for Israel bombing your home country, you are a fool. You are a useful idiot. How can anybody see what's happening in the Middle East and think that Iran being bombed was a good thing? Those bombs were not looking to find somebody wearing a hijab and kill only them and save the miniskirts. Those bombs were not only targeting members of the... No, war is bad. And it's frustrating when we see what's going on international scale. And then you get one or two people on social media. And I know, yes, I'm on social media and I'm wearing shorts right now. You can't see them, but I'm wearing shorts.
Okay.
But you have people on social media cheerleading for empires that don't care about them. I have no horse in this race, but I'm just saying, you guys need to wake the fuck up. Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Also, in other news... Rapper Bobby Vylan. Oh, wow. You see what he did there with the name? Oh, so witty. Bobby Vylan, I know you wouldn't call him a rapper. What is it? Punk rock? It's like really bad rap. That's what it is, right? Bobby Vylan went on stage and, he performed before Kneecapped, who again are a group... Kneecapped. Fuck off. Yeah, he performed before Kneecap and he chanted, and some people are not happy about the chant. Now, was that a particularly wise thing to chant? Maybe not. Do I think it's a good thing? Does it help Palestinians in any way? Probably not. But I find it just very strange how bent out of shape the Israeli embassy and Israelis are about somebody wishing death on an actual death squad. Like the IDF has been ruled guilty of war crimes by everybody, literally everybody in a position to make that ruling. They are war criminals. If you are in the IDF actively right now serving, everything you're doing is a war crime. Unless you're just sitting outside your house defending people attacking your house, which you probably stole from somebody anyway, you are committing a war. And then it's funny how they call it anti-Semitic, because that's such a goalpost shift. Because The IDF are so quick to show everybody, hey, we're not just a Jewish army. We've got people from the Druze community. We've got Arabs. We've got Christians. We've got Jews. We've got everybody. But then as soon as you criticize the IDF, you become anti-Semitic. How does this make sense? Unless, of course, they are now conceding that Palestinians and Arabs are Semitic too, which still proves the point that Loki made, which is there is nothing more anti-Semitic than Zionism, because nothing kills more Semites than that. Palestinians are Semitic people too, and that's the IDF's favorite object for target practice. How the hell are you going to be upset that someone's chanting death to you when you're visiting actual death from the skies onto people? Furthermore, where was all this outrage when people sat down at concerts in Tel Aviv singing about bombing Palestinians as bombs dropped on Palestinians? Like, how would it... I mean, at this point, let's stop pretending that this is not deranged. Again, I'm not saying that it's a good idea to go on stage and chant to the IDF. But when you consider the grand scheme of things, tell me, would you rather be a Palestinian or an IDF soldier? Which situation would you rather be in? Trade places, and then people can chant about Gaza, and then you live in Gaza and get bombed and see how that goes. Then you've got like the settlerist terrorism that's happening in the West Bank. That is terrible, but because of how bad everything else is, it just flies under the radar. So again, is it anti-Semitic? Hey, if the IDF is a mixed army, then it's not. And if it's bad, then so are all the things that we've seen coming out of Israel where people are chanting and singing. I find it ironic how you could get a rapper on stage to talk about let's kill niggers, let's kill black people, let's shoot people, let's rob people, let's sell drugs. Nobody complains about that. NWA lyrics, nobody cares about that. You can have grime rappers, drill rappers talking about killing black people, no problem. But the moment somebody says something about an army, and keep in mind, they're an army, so they're trained to fight. It's not like we're saying death to Israelis. It's not like they're saying death to Israelis. It's not like they're saying death to Jews. No, they're saying death to an army. And people with guns that know Krav Maga, no crutch, no groin, no Krav Maga. They're saying death to the IDF. Why is it okay to wish death on innocent people? Why is it okay to rap about destroying your own community and killing your own people? But then the moment somebody uses rap or any kind of music, punk rock, whatever you want to call that, I don't know what the hell that is. When someone uses that for what it was actually designed to do, which is protest against major powers that are, oppressing people, then all of a sudden becomes a problem. The fact that you're even in a position where you can get somebody kicked off of their agency, kicked out of their management, kicked off of the bills of tours and things like that, shows that you're not a victim. Why? Because name me 3 rappers, name me 1 actor, name me 1 comedian that got kicked off of anything because of their stance against Gaza or against Palestinians. If you can, the next video, I will sing Hava Nagila from beginning to end. And yes, I know the words. Nagila Hava, Nagila Baby. Hey guys, we're almost at 100,000. All you have to do is stop being a bitch. Like, share, subscribe. Those of you who are Africans, put this in the WhatsApp group of all your aunties, them, your uncles, them. Tell them to like and share and subscribe. It'll put £100 in their account or make their battery recharge. But like, share, subscribe. I need to get to 100K. I want that plaque. I have a shelf for it. There's nothing there. It's awkward. Anyway, back to the news. So, Jeff Bezos has gotten married. Apparently the prenup was longer than the Bible. They're saying the wedding cost about 20 million, which is basically 10,000 toilet breaks for Amazon staff. No wonder they were in a hurry this weekend. They literally just had a gun. They were shooting the packages. They had to work overtime for that shit. At the end, after they had their vows read, they didn't even kiss each other. They just scanned each other's barcodes. Apparently his wife has a return policy. No, but we're happy for Jeff Bezos. Since Elon has gone full mad, we've not really heard from him. And obviously, as a billionaire, you want to get some attention too. But Elon has stolen all the limelight. Hopefully, he can get back to where he was before in terms of popularity. Maybe if he just hatches some kind of scheme to take over the world, or I don't know. Maybe he should go side with Russia and do with Russia what Musk was doing with Donald Trump. Pull up, have meetings at the Kremlin, embarrass other heads of state, then go online and call Putin a pedo. So something tells me stages 2 and 3 of that plan might not go very well. So once again, Africa showing the world how it's done. Way more mature than their NATO counterparts. They actually know how to say sorry. I mean, they probably will fight again, but still, this is all stuff that could have been avoided. I don't want to have to give you a whole history lesson on the role that Belgium has had to play in this, but it's sad to see brothers fight, and we are happy that Africa is starting to, slowly but surely find its feet. I think right now would be a good time for a lot of African countries like the Sahel as well, in West Africa, and of course Central Africa, now central to East Africa, with Rwanda, Congo, to get their shit together, because from the looks of things, once these crazy white folk finish fighting, they're gonna come for us again. Will you guys please start building walls? The plan to deal with Iran did not work out. Russia and Ukraine is a clusterfuck. China is now eyeing Taiwan like the cute girl at a dance when her boyfriend leaves for the bathroom. So, Africa, just get ready is all I'm saying. Like, there's probably going to be another scramble for Africa in the next 3 years. So all this unity that we're seeing, like Chad, Mali, Burkina Faso, they just need to hurry up and do something about our Nigerian president. That guy's useless. Africa needs to get his shit together and prepare, because in the next few years, these people are going to find excuses to come back to us again. Somebody swam through fucking sewage. Bro, listen, people, they say music brings people together, but what they didn't say is that music drowns people. You swam for what? Imagine it. All I'm saying is this: we'll see someone swim for a festival and think, yeah, good on him, right? But we have no pity for people swimming away from civil war. See, I had to make that bleak again, didn't I? I do think it's mad how, you can say it's in poor taste, but really, a musician said some shit on stage in front of a bunch of like hipsters and teenagers that are not gonna do anything, and the embassy has time to be upset with that. How do you guys like being pelted with missiles by Iran? If you're that worried, I don't think there was a time when like Iraq was being bombed and like, hey, did you see what they said about us in that episode of the Vampire Diaries? Like, where are your priorities, man? Like, if anything, the reaction is going to make it spread even more. This guy's probably going to get more bookings now. I didn't know who he was before. Now I do. More people are going to find out about me. His following has already grown on Insta off the back of this. And then that's where I become a bit suspicious about people's motives. And I know that, technically I'm in the same camp because I've been talking about Palestine for a while. But I talk about other things too. Please don't come and kneecap me. But, that's just how I feel. Let me show you guys. Now, again, I'm Team Palestine. It's very obvious. But some of you guys are pussies. Let me show you how. Stormzy has acted in a film called Big Man. Now, I don't know what the film's about. From what I've seen, I think basically a creature bites his head and dies, because that's what the poster looks like. But here's the thing. He done this film and he shot it completely on an Apple phone. Right? Now, all you nobody is screaming, oh, but what about Congo? Nobody's attacking him for that. But because he was in a McDonald's advert, people are yelling at him for that. I dare not say what I think about these people that only care about Palestine. I dare not say it. But there is a pattern here. And I'm not saying that Stormzy's politics are good. In fact, that's exactly what I'm saying. Stormzy's never been political. The depth of his politics has been fuck Boris, fuck everybody. Anybody can say that. And that's why we need to understand the difference between a political mind and somebody that's just reactionary and says stuff because it's cool and they're upset. What makes you think Stormzy even fully understands what's going on? I've had people come on my comments and say, oh, how come we don't talk about Palestine? Me! Like, you guys set the movement back sometimes with the way you react to things. The energy that you're directing towards Stormzy could be directed to so many other places. Again, you wanna go viral yelling at Stormzy. You wanna go viral yelling at this rapper or that rapper. And why is it always the black rappers that you guys target and the black celebrities that you guys target so hard? Again, I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with what Stormzy's doing, but I'm like, where's this energy for Congo? But when it comes to black causes, you don't show the same solidarity. And if Stormzy isn't showing the solidarity you want for your cause, well, are you showing any of the solidarity for causes that affect people that look like him? I mean, it's not like this guy is spending money putting black kids and brown kids in top universities or anything. But yeah, because he's on an advert that you don't like, you have something to say. But then many of you have aunties and uncles that'll still go and eat at Starbucks. All I'm saying is pick your battles and keep the same energy with everything. And please, I beg you, if you're offended by this, try run up on me when you see me in person and yell some shit in my face and see how that goes. Half of you lot are on Instagram and Facebook. You got a Palestinian flag and your name is hidden because you know what will happen at your job if you say some of the things you say online and they see they can attach that to you. But then you want to attack people for not risking their entire livelihood to talk about politics in the way that you like. Or you want to be angry with people for not knowing as much as you know. Meanwhile, you only know a little bit about one topic. Whereas for some people, it's depressing because they know a lot about different topics. Not everybody's going to respond to struggle the same way you do. So you don't know what his contracts, what he's tied up in. You don't know. And then if he turns against that stuff, you don't know what the repercussions could be. It's easy to sit down and ask people to make sacrifices when you make fuck all for yourself. Half of you are watching this at home from the comfort of your mum's house.
Why are you bullying me, you fucking noob?
Right? Many of you haven't even gone out into the real world yet and faced real adversity. If and when you do, you will see that it's not as easy or as clear-cut as it is. Trust me, when that gas bill and electric hits, and you know, get angry in the comments now, but in 3-4 years, you will come back to this video and you'll be like, you know what, Uncle Nabil? You were right. And to that I say, fuck to you. Hey guys, thanks for watching. We reached the end of today's episode. Keep supporting, like, share, subscribe, and of course, please, 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 watch my special, The Purple Pill. It's on air, it's free, and it's good. So watch it, share, get your friends to find out about the working wonder, the legend that is I. Till next time.